Hey everyone, it's Robin. Thanks for listening to the podcast. I just want to let you know that I am using new equipment and I discovered this really fun button called noise reduction only halfway through the Integratron episode. So if you're listening to the Disneyland, stop! If you're listening to the Disneyland Kennel Club episode, if you're listening to the beginning half of Integratron, or if you are listening to, what did we do? Before that, the Universal Tram tour. I am so sorry. There's lots of background noise. But thanks for joining us in this process of our new studio.
Getting better every day.
Yeah.
Kitchen.
Studio kitchen. Bye. Hey, welcome to Theme Park Chicken episode 45. We're back.
Yeah,
We're back.
we're back. And together.
We're
together.
I'm your host, Robin Ellsworth, joined today live, like we promised you 12 calendar months ago. Joined today by my two co-hosts, Brandon Ellsworth.
Hey, not a weird name.
It's true.
Oh, yeah,
usually
that's
give
true.
her a weird name.
Okay, by my two co-hosts,
Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon, Brandon Ellsworth.
I
And-
almost had it.
And Scott, the tram tour driver, Chelsea Packer.
That's me.
Do you want to tell them about Scott? You remember Scott?
Scott, the tram tour driver, when he had the babies with us?
Yes.
Yeah, he was funny. He went way off script. We're going to talk about this a little bit later, but when you're on the tram, there's a tour guide who does things and tells you what things are, and Scott would just cut his videos off early and been like, actually, you don't need to hear the rest of that. I'm going to tell you my little story and my little anecdote, and he was the best. Improvise, do your thing,
We loved it.
be like Scott.
So if you are Scott and you're watching this,
Scott's going to be so
thank
excited.
you. Sorry we took really young kids on the tram.
Yeah.
If this is your first episode with Theme Park Chicken, welcome. This is episode 45, but we're
It's
in
a
a
weird
new
one to
format
pick.
now.
You have a lot to catch up on.
Yeah. Just as a refresher, like I said, I'm Robin. Junebug is here as well.
She's
Junebug,
obsessed with me.
get off, Junebug.
We're
Junebug.
having so much fun. The podcast loves a dog.
Brandon is my husband, and Brandon and Chelsea are siblings.
True.
So
Yes.
when you hear us talk about our family, that is what we're talking about.
We share parents.
Well, not me.
No,
but
I was looking at Brandon.
Yeah.
They saw me if they're not listening audio only.
I'm so used to the Zoom. What's eye contact in this new format?
Who is she?
We today are talking about one of our favorites, which is the Universal Studios Tram Tour. We just got Universal passes this year, but I don't know. Why did you decide to get a Universal pass
I
this
was
year?
gifted it.
Yeah, but
Don't understand the question.
Why did I decide? I just kind of held up my hand and it was
It was
there.
given to me. No, it was a generous, lovely gift. There was a really sweet deal where you buy the year, you get an extra 3 months, so it's a 15-month pass, which is awesome. I chose to upgrade because I wanted parking paid for every time I go there, because if you go a lot, parking gets really expensive really fast, like day one. So having parking paid for on my pass is really nice because I just park and then don't have to worry about paying for anything unless we want to eat.
which we do.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Minor.
So yeah, we're talking about the studio tour today. Brandon actually hasn't been on the studio tour since we've had passes.
What?
I mean, I've been on it.
Oh, it's been a while.
It's been a
Yeah.
while.
You had the 3D glasses era then.
Probably.
Wow.
I remember there was fire. Probably King Kong.
Yep.
There was a shark.
Yep.
There was some water.
Yep.
There was the place that they shoot everything for all the movies.
Yeah, backlot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it was a tour.
And that's our podcast.
Thanks
See
for
you next
listening.
time.
So the studio tour started in what's Universal City, not Universal Studios. And it opened on July 15th, 1964 as a signature attraction for Universal City, which was founded by Carl Laemmle, who was like a filmmaker. He wanted to capitalize off of the fact that he was like running this movie studio in Universal City.
Yeah, we did a short about this when he opened it, and it was 10
I
cents?
think 5
5 cents. I am inflating it already. My goodness.
Yeah, he offered free lunch and a tour of the movie sets and admission to like the rest of what the park was for 5 cents.
Which is amazing. That you get that today with the VIP tour. You get lunch. I think you can get breakfast depending on your tour time, and you get the tour and the VIP tour to the back lots. You can go in some of the studio. Help me with words. Sound stages. Thank you.
It only costs 5 cents.
It does not. It costs base is $250, I believe, and it's still really cool. They're doing a lot of cool things, and they feed you. So honestly, with food prices nowadays, it might be worth it.
Wasn't there a show that you said that they are filming right now?
Yeah.
That you could go into?
St. Dennis Medical is what they were filming, and they had the whole lot set up, and you can like go in the soundstage and see all the beds, and then see how they change the floors. And it's just the signs. It's the same floor, the soundstage, but they changed just the signs, and it was really cool to see. Like, I didn't go on the tour myself. I watched someone's video about it. SoCal Disney Dad, shout out to him. And it was really cool to see like all the behind the scenes stuff. I am not prepared to talk today. We're back, baby.
I remember the first time I saw it, this behind the scenes of The Office, where when they had the elevator doors, like when they closed the elevator, they just moved some bushes around and then opened them back up so it looks like it's a new floor. Yeah. And I was like, why did I think
you don't
in like an elevator?
You're watching that and you're like, oh, we went up the stairs. Obviously, this is a whole different area, but it's not. They trick you.
Anyway, so that's like some cool stuff. That's a VIP tour, but the tram tour like takes you behind the scenes of a lot of these things as well. Okay, so
yeah, with the VIP tour, sorry, I'm interrupting you, because you also can get the front of the line pass. The VIP tour takes you through a special line that's not even like the fast pass of Universal. It's like its own special secret way through. Like they have secret doors that you can go through to get to the front of the lines, which is really awesome. I saw the door for Secret Life of Pets and I was like, I want to go through there. I didn't get to.
They're like, pay us some extra money. The tram tour is about an hour long, and it depends on what guide you get, because like Chelsea was saying, we had Scott, and Scott, he would get, like you said, he got halfway through a video and he was like,
I'm
nope.
over that. You don't need to know that.
And I loved it. And I remember, so on Podcast The Ride, Scott Gardner from Podcast The Ride used to be a tram tour like guide, and he talked about how in the audition at Universal Studios they want you to be able to just vamp. So our Scott, when the tram stopped, they have to have like all these facts and things that they can just pull to keep everyone entertained, because it's a working studio, so they might be stopped for a good amount of time.
It's true.
But I can't imagine at the audition, like I don't know exactly how it works, but just being able to improv about, like, you have to have such a vast knowledge of these things to be able to improv about it indefinitely.
I know that it's like a thing that actors do. It really helps their acting skills. Arasha from Smosh, she was formerly a Universal Studios tram tour person, and she was the Bride of Frankenstein, which is cool that they can kind of mix it up and do more than like one thing there, which is nice. So they're actually cast members, and they're performing. This guy has to go on a long monologue about like Jaws. He's gonna have something in his pocket that's interesting about Jaws.
Yeah, I love that.
It's a big pocket.
Yeah, it is. Talk to the microphone.
So, Universal Studios Florida had a tram tour up until 1995, and then they removed it. It was like a smaller version, but I think it had the same problem as why am I blanking on what the Hollywood Studios in Disney World, like it wasn't a film studio. No. They built it so that they could pretend it was a film studio. So we're really lucky that it is still a working studio, and I think it's kind of fun when the tram drives by and people are just walking and you're like, are you famous?
I think I know who you are. We think you weren't here. Were you there for when we saw the Jumanji one?
No, that was you.
So they told us that they were on a hot set and that we couldn't, we could talk. It was fine. But they, as the tram drivers, were going to turn their mics off while we were driving through the live sets. But we could still talk at like a regular volume, no screaming or anything, which I was like, oh, I got my autistic toddler. Let's cover your mouth. He was fine. But we think we saw a movie being filmed, and we think, I'm going to spoil it, it might be Jumanji, the newest one. And we might have saw Karen Gillan on a harness. Maybe. This is all hearsay. Allegedly.
Let's throw
they
that
wouldn't
in
tell
there.
us who it was, so we had to just guess. But I know my eyes.
But it's cool. Like
they're filming while we're driving around there.
Where else are you going to get that? And also with the tram tour, you have movie sets. You have the airplane crash. And they added the...
Nope.
The Nope. Yeah. They added Nope. They added...
Tell them to stop.
Nope, they didn't add it. Don't tell them.
No,
Nope.
Just nope. End it there.
There's also the Bates Motel. I watched This is so stupid. But I watched Psycho when I was in a film class my freshman year of high school.
Go back to that episode and watch our Alfred Hitchcock episode. It's the
Yes.
first one. It's a really excellent episode.
So good. And I loved, like everyone, right, loves Alfred Hitchcock. But I think it's really special that they've maintained the Psycho house as long as they have.
Yeah.
Because it's
old.
quite old.
Yeah.
And when we were there, even on, it's not really peak season, it was the morning, and they still have Norman Bates out there
Doing his thing.
thing.
He's probably not even paid. He probably just does that.
I actually read this really
So
fun
creepy.
fact about Jim Carrey, that while Jim Carrey was filming The Grinch, he snuck off and dressed up like Norman Bates and was like trying to scare the tram
awesome.
tour. And I don't know whether this is true,
Sure.
but the rumor is that's when they started doing
That's
Norman
really
Bates
cool. That's
because
smart.
they had fun with it.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
giving Johnny Depp at Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah. So they used to have something in the tram tour that was the King Kong experience with a big animatronic King Kong, but now we get the 360 King Kong, which I don't know. Have you?
No,
You
haven't
didn't do
seen
it
that?
with the 3D
I
glasses?
haven't seen that.
You don't need 3D glasses anymore. If you don't like 3D rides, you might be able to do it now. You don't need the glasses anymore.
Yeah. They also have the section with what they call the picture cars. So you have like the DeLorean or the Transformer cars, and that I bet you'd
Ford
enjoy that
Anglia,
part.
which my children lovingly refer to as the Ford Angela.
Yes, I always
Yeah.
call it the Ford Angela. So, like you said, the lot.
That's its name.
Yeah.
Angela.
The Universal City was started by Carl Laemmle, who is kind of like one of those guys. He's like Walt Disney, but no one talks about
Right.
Carl Laemmle ever.
I think Universal in general really gets overshadowed by Disney, and that's fair because Disney itself is this huge conglomerate of things, but Universal is doing like the steady things like Desperate Housewives set, all the things like people still come to this backlot to film their movies from all sorts of different studios, and they're paying to use it, and it's really cool, but it's like more under the radar and less like in your face.
I think they're kind of like a dark horse in this whole
Yeah.
fight because, like with Epic Universe opening, everyone's kind of turning their attention toward Universal and being
Definitely.
like, "Wow, this is like the value that you get from a Universal park is unmatched."
Yeah,
'Cause
it's true.
our passes are what, around $300.
Yeah, and I think Dad got them for less. So when we upgraded, it was like $90 to upgrade to the next tier to pay for parking for the whole year. When parking just once is almost $90 for
Right.
the front gate is $90 now. So it was definitely worth it to upgrade for that reason alone. But yeah, the value when you're paying thousands for Disneyland at this point, unmatched.
Unmatched, and also front parking is like literally front
Right
gate.
there,
It's not
you're
like
there.
I was looking because I was in the Pixar Palace parking structure on Friday, and I was looking at the preferred parking, which is an upcharge.
Not
and
closer.
It's not close at all. So we do love Universal, and I've had
It's
to
grown
grow
on
to
you.
love it.
I think
has.
it grew on me too. Because when we
Yeah.
went a couple years back and it was a hot day, I was having no fun. I was like, "Where are the trees? Where is the hot? Like, why is it so sweaty here? I'm not good." But like, it's grown on me, and it's been a really good experience, especially with like the Nintendo World and having my kids like looking at it through their eyes and experiencing it, and it's fun for them. But it's really a more grown up park, and it's like fun for me too. I love the studio tour, and that is awesome.
It's so fun. And so we were kind of thinking like, what makes the tram tour special? And I truly feel like what makes the tram tour special are the tour guides. 'Cause
Definitely.
The experience you get is different every
And maybe
time.
the drivers, because they're not driving you off the road.
Yes, the drivers.
Shout out to the drivers. No one mentions them.
Yeah, truly. And
Except for the one time.
I wonder, like, what credentials do you have to be a tram tour driver?
The thing is, I actually have information on this.
Okay.
So I have Teddy, and we got to use the elevator for skipping the escalator to go down to the lower lot. And I was like, let's try this out and see what's going on. And so I went in one of their handicapped vehicles to take the shuttle to the lower lot, and the driver of that also does the tram tour. So their drivers are doing all the driving on sets, and he's worked there for 4 years. He was telling the lady in front of me he loves it. It's been so great. It's been really cool to see all the things being built, and so it's like their driver pool is their driver pool.
Wow. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Oh, and the other thing I love about this is that the tram tour is always changing.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, the Nope set got added. They used to have Grinch,
Mm-hmm.
Whoville, and I remember, like, when Delaney and I went for my first time, we did the tram tour, and Whoville was, like, a little bit sun bleached, and
Yeah.
you're like, this is not looking so
Yeah,
good.
it's a little rough.
But now they are, like, constantly updating it, and I also feel like that goes along with them maintaining the Bates Motel is they're updating their sets, but they're also keeping things in working order.
Definitely. Like your rain.
Right.
The rain effects.
The rain
Very
effect's
cool.
still working, and
Lady
and
Gaga did her music video on that. That's what
I
Scott
didn't
said.
know that. And then like the Jaws shark is still looks
Yep.
good. Like,
It's true.
I feel like you have the tram tours different every time because the tour guides are different every time, and that makes it enjoyable because they might
Definitely.
tell you something.
And I love that you don't need 3D glasses anymore. Like them
Yes.
changing it still, they're like, no, we can update this, we can make it better, and it's a constant improvement. And I love that. It's effort, and I love feeling like they're putting effort into things.
Yeah, because they could have been like, oh, everyone's been wearing 3D glasses for years. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
They can do it.
And I used to think, oh, I went on the tram tour last time, I don't need to go this time. And that could still be true if you go like really close together. But if you go a month apart, it was still different from when I went with you to when I went with my family last time.
Totally.
It was crazy.
And when you have like Scott, you don't have to listen to Jimmy Fallon that much because he turns
No
him off.
offense, Jimmy Fallon.
I don't think that we've told you yet, but a lot of the tram tour is narrated by Jimmy Fallon, who's like, he like jumps in, he's like, hey, I'm Jimmy Fallon.
Let me
and
tell you
it's
about
like-
this.
Yeah.
And then Oscar Nunez pops up and he's like, I'm Oscar from The Office, but also the paper. And this is
Yes.
Chelsea. And I'm like, that's my name too.
and
Didn't it used to be like Ryan Seacrest?
possibly.
Yeah, at one point, sure.
But when we had Scott the tour guide, he was like,
Jimmy
I don't
Fallon.
want to listen to Jimmy Fallon.
He's like, let's move on. He's so sassy. I love you, Scott the tour guide. Call us.
I saw this. I watched a video by Poseidon Entertainment. It's a really good video about the history of the tram tour. And one thing they said that I thought like encapsulated the whole thing was Universal Tram Tour puts riders in thrilling situations as if they were riding through the movies. And I thought that was a really great way to say that.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's so smart. I have kids that are scared of the tram tour. Andy's 11, and he was like, Mom, I don't really want to go. And I was like, if I hold your hand, will you be okay? Because we're all going on this. I can't leave you off the ride. And he was like, yeah, that'll be fine. So we're going through, and the King Kong part, it's still scary. You're doing 360. It feels like you're flipping upside down. And I was like, it's not real. If you close your eyes, the tram's just shaking. You're okay. Whereas Teddy doesn't quite understand that, so he was still a little upset. But afterwards, I was like, you did so good. We saw the monkeys. We saw ooh, ooh, and he was like, ooh, ooh,
And I love also like one thing I loved when we took the kids was that you're exposing them to these like classic films that like your 5, 6, 7-year-old's probably not gonna watch Psycho, but like they remember. I don't know. That's a piece of the history of Los Angeles, right?
Yeah.
That I feel like it's important to pass it down because that is a big part of the culture in California is the film, and I think it's good for kids to kind of get exposure to that.
True. I think you would be a good tram tour guide if you wanted to talk instead of sit silently.
Go ahead, Vam.
If you were in the mood to talk, you'd be like, I got this. And it's like middle class, but like
Yeah.
high
You know
stakes.
what's funny is that at work, we're going out and we're meeting all these different people and we're doing everything there. Right? And I'm working with this guy and his name is Willie. And everybody likes Willie, but everybody's always like, you only have 2 hours with Willie and then you gotta cut him off. But I'm like, if Willie talks for 3 hours, that's 3 hours that I don't have to talk. So go ahead, Willie, talk. But
Okay,
yeah.
you'd be a good tram tour driver then.
Yeah, I would love to drive and then see what it feels
We
like.
can't
to
let
have
you
an
be the
earthquake
you
while
can't
drive.
you can't host while he's driving. You'll freak out. You'll be like, oh no, we're gonna make me fall. Look how there's rain. Oh no, a shark.
Probably I'm going 10 miles per hour. Go down. Okay, so now we're gonna write some haikus about the attraction.
My retirement plan is to be the tram tour guide while Brandon is the driver.
Take it
That's a lot.
away.
And this is my brother
That's a
Brandon.
lot of syllables.
Okay, we're back with some haikus. I'll go first because mine is always the worst.
What if mine
Worst
is
first.
inaccurate to history?
That would be really funny.
Okay,
as
then
long
I'll
as as long as you tell everybody it's fake news.
Got it. Haiku done.
Okay, here we go. Karen Gillen. Wow. Turn off Jimmy Fallon, please. Expert vamps from Scott.
Nice. That was beautiful.
Thank you so much.
You get snacks?
Yes.
Step
Who's
lose.
next? Who's next?
I have one. Here's mine. Universal Tram. Experience the backlot since 1964. It's a Saka haiku. You wouldn't have noticed unless I said it.
Yeah, I need to start counting them again.
Oh wait, stop. Beautiful.
Snaps,
Well done.
snaps.
You probably are gonna need to count mine because I didn't.
Just wrote a paragraph.
Everybody count.
Today, I would like to talk to you about. How was that? Alright, it's definitely not inaccurate because I googled it after I wrote it, but I had already written it, so
You're doing a long explaining. We're not going to know when it starts.
That was that.
No, it's law. I just did like 3 haikus. You guys weren't paying attention. Okay. First Ryan Seacrest. Then it was Jimmy Fallon. That's Hollywood, babe.
Oh, it's definitely not Ryan Seacrest.
So I think
Ryan Seacrest is on Kiss FM.
what happened
He
was,
was.
the last time I went on the tram tour, I was in the line and there was something going on.
Ryan Seacrest was there.
It might have been Dancing with the Stars, but there was like an
Ryan
ad,
Seacrest is not on Dancing with the Stars.
and Ryan Seacrest was there, and he was like, "Hi, I'm Ryan Seacrest," and I was like, "Oh, that's what that guy looks like."
Extra.
Because I would always listen to like Heart Radio, Heart FM, whatever it was,
Kiss FM.
whatever one it was, and then I was like, I never knew what this guy looked like, and I was like, that's not what I pictured. I was picturing like a Steve Nash. I don't know why, but I did.
Bless your heart, you clearly did not exist in the 2000s. Ryan Seacrest was everywhere.
All right, guys. Would you rate the tram tour fight, flight, or fun?
Ooh.
Fun.
Fun. Concur.
I don't know. Usually it'd be fun, but I have little kids that don't want to go on it anymore, and I kind of have to fight them to get on it.
Okay.
And they would honestly, if I let him, Teddy would flee from that. I still think it's fun.
I should add
this is
that
my
as
personal
It's a fourth
That
option.
would be fun to watch him flee.
That's flight, right? Fight, flight, fun. Wait.
So you're fighting it.
I personally, no. I think it's fun. So yeah, this is about me. This isn't about you, kid. They can't see me. I don't know why I'm pointing at the camera anymore.
All right.
I'll leave you with this one more haiku.
Oh,
I wrote an
please.
extra one.
Please,
I think it'll be really good closing for the podcast.
Okay.
The wheels on the tram guide us around the back lot. Don't laugh at me. Hi, Jimmy Fallon.
Yay! My sweaty snaps. Are you a theme park chicken, Chelsea?
I am not.
I'm not either. Right?
No.
Bummer.
Okay. Well, that's it. That's our podcast. Wow. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Our camera died halfway through.
Yes, it did.
It's all right. Our
I'm really
recorder
excited
died.
for the bloopers. The bloopers are going to be phenomenal.
Some of them are good.
It's one of those things where if it's gonna go wrong, it's gonna go wrong.
If it's gonna go wrong, it's gonna be because of
Brandon and
Robin.
Chelsea. Let us know if you're a
ChatGPT.
theme park chicken.
All right, you can follow us on Instagram at theme.park.chicken. I haven't done this in a year, so I don't
.com?
remember.
Oh.
Not Instagram. Yeah, theme.park.chicken.com
We
on
need to buy
Instagram.
that now. Oh, we don't have money for this.
Yeah, send us money for a domain name, and you can email us at themeparkchickenpod@gmail.com. If you have any suggestions, shout out to all of our friends, friend of the podcast, Danielle Green, who sent us lots of amazing suggestions. Snaps for Danielle. She's like friend of the podcast, like the ghost of the podcast.
Ghost of the podcast. That's so funny.
And join us next week when we discuss the Disneyland dog kennel. Ooh, woof, woof. Okay, bye.
Bye. And say bye.
Bye.